and welcome once again. You might even be able to hear it in my voice. Got a really kind of bad sore throat, but I'm going to get these videos out for you. So bear with me. Today's video, we're going to be talking about getting mentally prepared for college and how crucial that is. Get 60% of students have high anxiety when it comes to college life, and 40% report having depression or symptoms of depression that actually interfere with their daily living. We'll talk about why that is and what's going on and how to get mentally prepared for this transition in your life in this video. All right, so when we talk about mentally prepared for college, we've got to address confidence. We're also going to need to address managing stress and how you do that, and that going along with that, that emotional resilience. And we want to talk about building that growth mindset. So those four things are what we're going to be talking about in this video. It's really quite amazing that the number of students, even students who've been really good athletically, academically, what have you, who now go to college in a new environment, away from home the first time, struggle inside with their confidence. There's a syndrome called imposter syndrome that research shows that 70% experience at some point, especially in college. And this idea of imposter syndrome is they feel like a fraud, right? So they all that they do, they feel like they're faking it. They don't have confidence to really be able to accept their results that they're getting. Even when they seem to be positive, they feel like a fake. And this syndrome is perfectionism is one of the things, fear of failure. These are like symptoms of imposter syndrome that affects so many students. I can give you a little personal example. So when I first went to college, I'd been a good student, straight A. Yeah, all right, maybe not straight A's, but pretty close to straight A's. Graduated fairly high in my class, large class. I was especially good in math and science. I'm thinking I'm going to be an engineer. I go off to local university, calculus and physics, taking my freshman year, and it was hard. Like I did not do well at all, and all those symptoms, like I had kind of been a perfectionist, and definitely was really beginning to fear failure. And these things began to crop up in my own mind, and it affected other areas of my life. That first semester was a very challenging semester for me in college, and I think I now know from my experience, research, and all, I was suffering from this imposter syndrome that affects like 70% of the people. So confidence is a mindset related thing that you need to work on and build, and it comes from really understanding where your true worth comes from. So things like imposter syndrome can create stress. College students feel a lot of stress. This is something that impacts them across the board. In fact, Gallup and Lumina Foundation report that over 50% of college students experience burnout. That's stress related. So your mindset, the mental preparedness, you need to have things in place. Your habits need to be built on things that you can do to manage your stress. And there's things like practicing breathing, literally learning how to breathe better, meditation, mindfulness, exercise, making sure you're eating properly. All of these things have a strong, significant impact on your body's ability to manage stress, your ability to kind of manage your time and manage the things around you will help you deal with stress. These are skills that need to begin to be taught before you go to college, right? Really, ideally in high school. When you start developing those habits and those skills in high school, when you get to college, And stress does happen because it will. You are better prepared to manage it and then be able to find that success that you want in college. All the stress that comes with the territory, if you aren't mentally prepared, then your emotions are really going to begin to be going haywire all over the place. Some of the big emotions that you need to deal with are fear, all right? You are away from home for the first time, you've got this academic pressure, fear of failure, fear of disappointment, fear of rejection. These things are not uncommon at all for students to experience when they're in college. Frustration, anger, hurt, all these things, these emotional things, not just from the stress, but the relationships that you're developing, the some of the tensions that can go on with your roommate, particularly as freshmen. You may not always get quite along. They do their best to match up people well, but it doesn't always happen. So all those sort of emotions play on you as well and add to that stress. And once again, these things feed on each other, right? Your confidence and these habits I was just talking about to be able to deal with stress are how you begin to learn to control your emotions. So those things really need to be in place. That's that mental preparedness. You've got to have those things that you can rely on to help you manage that. And some of those habits that I mentioned in the last little section about stress apply for emotions as well. So your mindset is really the compilation of all those things that you need to do to be mentally prepared to deal with everything that we've just talked about. A lot of talk about growth mindset. I like the term mindset of a champion because growth mindset often has a connotation of intelligence, right? Intelligence isn't fixed, it can be changed. That's really where the original research came from. And it goes a lot beyond, far beyond just intelligence. Your whole thinking patterns related to just about any context of your life can be changed. You can rewire your brain. You can control your thinking. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about the mindset of a champion, right? We want to get those habits in place. We want to find those beliefs that may have created this glass ceiling in your life that you want to remove this glass ceiling. It's this glass ceiling that can contribute to the fear and anxiety and some of those emotions. And it's a glass ceiling. It's been, in all likelihood, artificially placed there by these beliefs that you've developed that put a limit on you. There's no need to have that limit. Let's find out what you're truly capable of by removing these artificial barriers that your mind has put in its place. So when you want to be mentally prepared, we need to clean up your past. We need to kind of find these beliefs, discover what they are, and show you how to remove them. It's like weeding a garden, right? You want to dig in, dig out those deep-rooted weeds, pull them out. That's part of what being mentally prepared for college is all about, and why I advocate so much about doing this sort of training when you're in high school, right? So that you are prepared for all these stresses and these anxieties and these emotions and the things that are going to happen when you're away from home, likely for the first time, new environment, new friend groups, trying to experience all this, all the things that come with being in college that add to this stress and the mental pressures. You've got to be mentally prepared for that by fixing the mindset, working on all these beliefs and these habits to manage all of that. So be mentally prepared for college, be mentally prepared for life. Very important thing. I hope you took some value, some little nuggets on this short little video. I encourage you to subscribe to our channel. And also, you might want to be checking out the video, How Can Parents Help Prepare Their Child for College? So check that video out today, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one.